The streets and plazas of Havana's Chinatown are once again the site of Chinese Spring celebrations after 2 years of COVID-19 restrictions. Chinatown executive Teresita Lee told CGTN this year's celebrations are particularly important.
Estamos celebrando el 175 aniversario.
We are celebrating the 175th anniversary of the Chinese arrival in Cuba, so festivities will be dedicated to this historic event.
The first Chinese arrived in Cuba in 1847 to work in sugar and coffee plantations. Their numbers increased with the years as they settled in several areas, including the Havana neighborhood, which gave birth to Chinatown. According to Lee, new economic initiatives are aimed at improving everyday life in Chinatown.
A partir del accionar de estos nuevos actores,
The contribution to local development projects by new state and private companies, foreign investment and international cooperation favor the revitalization of Chinatown.
Marathons by youngsters and senior citizens, gatherings at plazas, children performances, and art exhibits are part of this year's festivities. Visual artist Alfredo Chong launched an exhibit of sculptures depicting legendary characters, immigrants, terracotta soldiers, street vendors, and others recalling the Chinese presence in 19th century Cuban independence wars.
Nos propusimos hacer una exposición.
My idea was to present an anthological exhibit out of my artistic work, with sculptures and paintings, reflecting my origin and my roots as a Cuban.
An expert in China-Cuba relations said this year's festivities mark deepening bilateral links between the two nations.
Las relaciones China-Cuba desde el punto de
Cuba-China relations have great prospects. We saw how President Xi acknowledged Miguel Díaz-Canel as the first head of state to visit China after the Congress of China's Communist Party, meaning he supports Cuba.
Local citizens are marking the Chinese Spring Festival with colorful performances to highlight cultural values and traditions.
Havana's Chinese community is celebrating the arrival of the Lunar New Year, the Year of the Rabbit, which symbolizes peace, longevity, and prosperity. They are hoping for the year to be filled with happiness and progress for their community and for all the Cuban people. Luis Chirino, CGTN, Havana.